sunlight. All my noise for the day. Dogs get the dogs barking. Oh, man. Gonna put a brake on the Mercury today. I was gonna put them both on, but only the front passenger's one's bad. So, yeah. That rush of adrenaline I needed this morning. Oh, my back hurts like a motherfucker. Stood on concrete all fucking day yesterday. Whew. Helped my dad out a little bit on and off. Yeah, it's pretty rough. My back hurt anyway yesterday, so. So yeah. On with the brake bullshit. It's fucking cold in here. Wasn't too warm last night. Started actually warming up. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. Once. Did a few things. Sat back down. Was watching YouTube. Fell asleep. Woke back up at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Fucking dogs were going crazy. Those motherfuckers, they were going nuts. But while I'm thinking about it, I don't know if any of you younger guys that watch my channel, I don't know if you've ever heard of anybody saying that they have a small block with double hump heads. I'm going to show you what they're talking about. On my engine full of grease rags. See this mark? There's a hump here and a hump here. Hence the word double hump. That's a double hump. And that's a double hump. Hump, hump. That's how you know somebody has double hump heads on a small block. Now the LS ones, they're numbered. Whatever head is numbered is what they're going by now, and I have no idea what those are. Because I don't know anything about those. Would I like to learn? Yes. I'd like to learn. I'd like to verse myself well with those, because I'd like to get one. Get an MSD electronic ignition box. And put a carburetor and intake on one of those bastards. And put a big old cam and stuff in it. And do some goodies to it. And see what I can get one of those to do. That would be okay. The thing is, if I had to put it in a Chevelle, they make an old school dress-up kit. You can put on them to make them look like the old small blocks. Or make them try to look like the old small block. But... So anyhow, and there's another toy that I got. I'm going to show you here in a little bit. Probably after I'm done putting the brake on the Mercury. It has a little bit to do with that car. So I'm going to hook that up on it and see. We're going to see together what I can come up with on that. So, it's break time. Napa bricks. Throw that away. Anyway, in my garbage pile. Here we go. Rotor was shot. Dust shield came off. It was a wrapping in there with every fucking thing else. Didn't have an 18 in this fucking set. To get those caliper bolts out. Didn't have that. Down to the nitty gritty. To put your pistons back in. Those pistons, you got to have pretty well just a piece of something, or get one of those things that push the caliper back. Because I got a C-clamp. That's what I've always used. And it's got that little trigger on it, so you don't have to thread your guts out. You don't have to wait for an eternity to thread that back in. But anyway, what the hell, man? I'll get more of my trusty gloves out. Oops. Junk laying everywhere. These fucking nitrate gloves. These are the lighter duty ones. From Hobo Freight. 'Cause that's the only place I can afford to buy my shit from. Look at that. Look at that fucking rust coming back through. I ground all that rust off, and them blisters that had water in them. Here's more coming back. I guess I have to go up in behind there. These ones didn't come back yet. But this one, Jesus Christ, he came back with a vengeance. Must be some pinholes in there. But anyway, if you own a new car, they have a lot of aluminum on metal stuff. This will keep it from fusing together. I know a lot of people say, oh, it ain't fuck. It ain't shit. It ain't nothing. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. I'll use what the fuck I want to use on my shit. I use the silver, but I like to coat it. I mean, coat this shit. Coat my fucking studs. Coat the hub real good. Because if you don't, and you have to do a brake change or something like that, you'll fucking see. Hate to get that old shit in with my new shit. Oh well. So I'm telling you, this stuff is the cat's meow. Some would call it. The cat's fucking meow. There's a guy that drives truck. Comes in there on the job down there while we're working. His handle is Tomcat. And when he comes in there into work, he goes, "Good morning, everybody on the strip." And I know it's him, because I know his voice. He's a great big son of a bitch, too. Big, strong guy. Some people say that they saw him throw a truck tire, a semi-truck tire on a wheel up over a bank one time. He had to take one off, I guess, down there. His mechanic showed up, and he had to replace one. And he grabbed it and threw it up on the bank and saved it for later for them to come get it. You know you got to be a stout son of a bitch to pick up something like that. Throw it. I heard he threw it. I mean, I can't vouch for that because I wasn't there. I didn't see it with my own eyes, but the guy that told me about it, he's not a known fucking liar, so I would have to take his word for it. But anyhow, when he comes up on the job, he says, "Good morning, everybody on the strip." I holler, "Meow!" And he goes, "Meow!" right back at me. Yeah, he's a pretty good fella. Pretty good guy. Pretty good guy. Son of a bitch, stop and help you. If you was trucking with him and you broke, he'd stop and fucking help you. Didn't matter, didn't know, even if he didn't fucking know you. When I first started that, when I drove triaxle, I broke down. Him and 2 other guys fucking stopped. The 3 best fucking guys I trucked with, they stopped and fucking helped me. I blew turbo hose off. One of them fellers had a fucking clamp, and the other one had a screwdriver. The other one had a socket set. Yeah. Them fellas, when you truck with a good bunch of fellas, we all look out for each other around here. The trucking community takes care of its own. Unless, you're over-the-road drivers and delivering goods to stores. You don't have a lot out there that are watching for you, because some of them don't use their CB radios anymore. I think a lot of them's border jumpers, and they just don't know the lingo, they don't know the language, so that pretty well takes care of that. So they don't know if there's an accident up ahead or something like that. You can't warn them because they don't have the radio on. And everybody drives, usually everybody drives, they're on 19 around here. Or no, I'm sorry, that's West Virginia. West Virginia, they're on channel 19, and around here, Western Maryland, we're always on 24. So, I was thinking about I have a CB radio. I was thinking about putting in this thing, and maybe hooking it the fuck up, putting an antenna on the son of a bitch, and just saying, hell, I can just do that. And chat with them guys on the interstate anytime I happen to take a trip or something like that. Because if you listen to them, they can tell you if they're ahead of you, or if they're heading the other way. They'll let you know if there's any, call them Smokies. They're cops, state troopers. Call them Smokies. They're always on the lookout for the Smokies. So if they know where there's a Smoky, you'll know to slow the fuck down and take it easy. A lot of times the cops are listening in on that. They have a CB radio in their cars, and they're listening in on that shit too, man. They love listening in. I talked to one time. He told me I was going too fast. I need to slow down. I just asked him just who the fuck he thought he was. You're driving too fast. You're loaded. It's 45. 45 for trucks. On a fucking road that didn't have a goddamn truck speed limit posted. Because a lot of times, like on the interstate, you'll have a truck speed limit posting. Then you have regular posting for regular passenger cars and trucks. Oh no. You gotta go 45. I said, I'm going whatever the fuck I need to go. I said, to get this coal where I'm taking it. He fucking pulled me over. Turned around in the road, pulled me over. Came and gave me a bunch of shit, so I fucking gave it back to him. I told him, I said, you need to learn, I said, quit laying on these fucking roads. I said, we're all working men here feeding our families. I said, y'all need to go somewhere else and sit. I said, and pay attention to out-of-state traffic. So, he gave me a warning. I was figuring on a big ticket, but he gave me a warning, and yeah, let me go. And of course, I lost a load over that shit. Because you get paid by the load when you're running triaxles. You get paid by the load. You don't get paid by the hour. You get paid by the load. And it was 5 loads a day. I got paid for 5 loads. That day I only got 4. And there's other shit that happens. You could have a small fender bender out on the highway somewhere, and it'll fuck your day up. And then you have breakdown or something like that. I broke down a few times. I got into an accident the one day. I sideswiped a little old lady because I had nowhere else to go. It was either roll the truck off the shoulder of the road or go on the other side of her and hit traffic head on. That would have been worse yet. hit her directly in the ass and kill her, or go over enough and sideswipe her. So there's just a little damage to the car, and that was it. I mean, she had a little Ford Focus. I caved the fucking panels in on that son of a bitch on the fucking passenger side. If I'd have been over just a hair, just a cunt hair further over to the other side, it would have been all right. But she decided to stop in front of me. I stayed back from her because I knew she was a little old lady, and I knew, because PA drivers, sorry if you're all from PA, any of you, but a lot of PA drivers suck. They fucking creep. They go 6 fucking mile an hour. And it's one extreme to the next. They're either going 2 mile an hour or they're going 100. So it's like most of the folks over that way drive fucking 30 fucking mile an hour everywhere they go. So I'm coming down. It's on a hill yet. Then there was a lumber company. She decided to just stop in the middle of the road. No turn signal, no nothing. She just stopped. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm fucking grabbing gears, trying to downshift. Got the fucking Jake on full blast. Then I realized I'm not going to be able to stop. So I smashed on the fucking brakes. I buried my fucking foot to the fucking floor. I had the fucking tandems of fucking skidding. I had the front end fucking washing out. I had 22 ton on the back of that truck. I had the fucking horn a-blowing. I had the lights on. And I was like, this old lady isn't going to go up the road. She's not going to do anything but just sit there. And she must have, I don't know what the fuck her problem was. I don't know if she was incoherent or what the fuck her problem was, but she just sat there. And I had my options. I looked around. There was about 1 million things going through my head at that time, what I was going to do. And I was thinking, I'm going to have to tag her here at some point. It's just I'm going to have to decide how I'm going to do it, where I'm going to go. It's like a game of Tetris. You're wondering how to move the block around to where it'll fit in the hole. That's pretty much what I was doing. Is I thought, man, if there wasn't going to be no traffic, I could have went past her on the other side. But then, also, other than from hitting somebody head on, then I thought if there was nobody coming that other way, that she would have turned into me, and I would have hit her anyway, and I would have lost control then, and bad things could have happened. Or I thought, well, I could take the shoulder. I could go over on the shoulder and zing past her. No harm done. But then I looked at that shoulder. I remember that shoulder because in PA, the roads don't have very big shoulders on them. Not like here in Maryland where you got a great big shoulder. Well, on these back roads, we don't have shoulders. But on the main roads that we all travel, the highway, there are big shoulders. And you can safely get around somebody if you have to. So I go towards, and I'm thinking, well, I can't hit her right in the ass. Because if I hit her in the ass, she'll be dead. And I know damn well, I'm over, the truck and the load is probably 73,000 pounds. And getting hit by 73,000 pounds, you're going to have a bad day. So I went ahead and picked my only option. And I thought if I get over on that shoulder too far, because there's a drop off, I'll roll this truck over in the woods and possibly die myself, or just enough to fuck the truck up and lose my job, and then there I'll be, jobless. So I thought my best course of action is to sideswipe her, get as close to her as I can, and save myself and her and everybody else, and everybody be okay. Be okay. So I went over, and I didn't get far enough away from her. I hit her. I drug my fucking truck clear down to the side of her car. Busted the mirror off. It was laying on the battery box behind the cab, between the cab and the bed. Didn't do a thing to my truck. The one I was running. It didn't do one fucking thing to that truck. Scuffed the front tire up a little bit on the sidewall, and they changed that at the end of the day because they thought, oh, fuck, better change that tire. And so I got it stopped, got the truck stopped. Well, the guys from the lumber place, they came running, one of them came running down the road. One of them got the old lady out of her car, and the other one drove her car into the parking lot. And I was like, well, she's not going anywhere. I thought I better go check on her, see how she's doing, exchange some information. And I was sitting down there, was waiting for traffic to clear so I could back up. Because the road was so narrow, I couldn't turn that truck around in that road. You can't just do a three-pointer with a loaded triaxle. So I waited for traffic to let up, and the guy comes down, gets up on the side of the truck. Oh, I guess you're going to leave. I guess you're taking off. I said, no. I said, I'm trying to get up to the parking lot. Well, turn this son of a bitch around. Get up. I said, who's driving this motherfucker, you or me? I said, you know how to drive one of these? Well, no. I said, then shut the fuck up. I said, and get the fuck back up in that parking lot. I said, check on that old lady. I said, I'm coming up. I'm going to take pictures. I said, I'm going to bring some information into her. I'm going to talk to her if she's okay. So I fucking went in there. I backed up, pulled the truck in right beside her car, set the brakes, get out with my phone, took pictures, sent them to the office. I'd called them and told them what happened. I said, I think she's all right. I said, but I'm going to offer to take her to the emergency room anyway. So I get in there, and they had this display in there on their floor. It was a swing. It was a wooden swing. And she was swinging on this swing. There it is. Did you know that type 2 diabetes? Now it's four-wheeler day, I guess. But she was swinging on this swing, and I said, how you doing? She goes, oh, I'm perfectly fine. Why, how are you doing? I said, well, I'd have been better. I said, if I wouldn't have sideswiped you out there. Oh, you're the one that did that to me. I said, well, you already said you were all right. I said, you're okay, right? I said, you don't need to go to the emergency room. I said, I can take you. I said, I can put you up in that truck and take you somewhere. I said, I'll take you to Myersdale Hospital over here. I said, you might die if you go in there because they're fucking terrible. Myersdale Hospital sucks. It's as bad as the one down here in Cumberland. They'll try to cut your fucking legs off and stuff. You go in there for surgery and you'll have limbs missing or something. But anyway, and I looked at the guy behind the counter stand, and he was standing there listening to us. And I looked at him and I said, motherfucker, I said, you heard her. She said she was fine. I said, you heard it out of her own mouth, her own admission. I said, you're a witness. I said, so she is fine, correct? And he goes, yeah, she's good. She's good to go. Well, I had my groceries in there. I said, I'm sure your groceries are all right. I said, your car will go away. I said, it'll drive. I said, your car's just fine. I said, I didn't hurt my truck hardly at all. I said, I took pictures. I said, I have some information for you. I said, really? I said, I'm not going to admit fault here. I said, I did contact your vehicle. I said, but you sat in the middle of the fucking road with no turn signal on. I said, this is you. I said, you're liable for this. I said, I am not. I said, I did what I had to do to try to avoid you. I said, and I just didn't get far enough over to the side to keep from hitting you. I said, now the damage on your car is minimal. It's a lot of scrapes, some dents. I caved that back door in. It was a four-door car. I caved the fucking back door in on it. Ripped her one hubcap off. Well, they're on there by the lug nuts. I like busted it in half, bringing it around there. She said she was fine. I Xeroxed, or didn't Xerox. I printed out. They had a printer in there. I had that guy print out the fucking information off the truck and the insurance information from the truck and the company, and gave her copies of it. And she gave me a copy of her license and her information, and I took that to the office with me at the end of the day. So everything worked out. But regardless, that right there turned me against trucking. And the trouble is that it really makes you question your decisions of whether to climb back in it or not. So I ended up going back to my previous employer after all that happened. I drove for a little bit longer, and then I went back to running sweeper truck because it was so more, it was a lot, there was a lot less stress running the sweeper truck because you're going 5 mile an hour sweeping the road and everybody's passing you. And you have all these lights and shit on, blinking, and everybody knows that you're there. They can't sit around and say that you're not there. So, yeah, it was way better running the sweeper than it was driving the triaxle. And I made more money running the sweeper. That fucking driving truck, that running triaxle, that'll make you a broke son of a bitch. If you truck from about 1 a.m. to, 6 p.m. in the evening, yeah, you'll make some money. You'll make about what I'm making down here running a rock truck. I drive a rock truck on the mine, and I try to make that as stress-free as I can. And that's the best thing to do, because I got all this driving truck, this white shit on my face. I'm supposed to have red hair, and it's all fucking white. Just about. There's some little red here. But it's, yeah. Some of my hair's still fucking red, but not very much. So, anyway, we'll get back to this brake job here. Get this done. Get this thing out of here. Get the Chevelle back in here. And I hope you all liked that burnout. Hope it was educational for you. The 1 tire fire, which is soon going to turn into 2 tires on fire. As soon as the weather decides that it's going to break and stay this way, and I can drive it to Uncle Big Block's house, and we're going to put it on the lift and do it from there. So, I still got my back pains, so hopefully I can get them cleared the fuck up by then. It's going to be a lot of concrete standing. Standing on concrete's not good for you. I'll stand on it for hours. Probably going to have to take myself a chair up and sit in it while I'm up there. So, everybody, like, share, comment, subscribe, and oh yeah, I gotta show you the diagnostic tool here soon. So this isn't the end yet. So we'll just have to wait for that one. All right. This is the little diagnostic tool I got off of Evil Bay. We're going to hook it up on the Mercury here. See if we got any codes. And the old pooter comes with a little thing. It's pretty well self-explanatory. You got your back key, your up and down key, and your go back key. Or I'm sorry, your enter key. See how this works. Find the port. Probably up my ass under here somewhere. Where are you? It's over here, ain't it? I think. Yeah, I think that's it right there. Oh, that's going to be fun. Let's get that out of there first. OBGYN port. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, it's cold in here. Alrighty, we're in business. Oh, okay, here we are. Move around here. A stiff fucking wire. Go ahead in here on this. Entering system, please wait. Error in communication with vehicle ECU. Please check if tools connector. Okay. Okay, we're going to go back. I'm going to try it again. Enter. Keeps doing it over and over. Huh. Error in communication. Are you fucking shitting me? Do I need to turn this thing on? I need to turn the key on. May have to refer to the, whoops, to the instructions. You rotten bitch. Let's go back again. Whoops. Oh, shit. Do. I don't think it's going to do anything again. Nope. It's not communicating for some reason. Error in communication with a vehicle ECU. Please check. Okay, well, we'll yank that back off of there. We'll plug it back in. Okay. Let's do a setup. Okay. Got that. Whoops. Oh. Alrighty. Still the same shit. What the fuck? I guess it's not going to read this computer system in this thing. Does it need to be running or something? I mean, I can fire it up and let it run here. So we're going to say it again. I'm just going to get ready. Gonna get ready. Turn it back. Yeah, same shit. Let's fire it up. Glad I didn't pay a lot of money for this thing because it's starting to piss me off. Oh. Said it would work on this car. Well, there it goes to show you, people, don't buy a bunch of fucking junk off eBay. Apparently, it's a piece of fucking garbage. Yeah. Fucking junk. There you go. Got a bunch of fucking trash. Wasted $20 and some change on this fucking piece of shit diagnostic tool. It ain't worth 2 fucking nickels. I'll plug it in on the charger and see what the fuck happens to it there. See if it reads anything off that one. It probably won't read shit off that one either, I would say. Yeah, so don't believe everything you read on motherfucking eBay, because apparently they sell nothing but fucking trash on it. Well, it's all from China, so 12-year-old Chinese kids probably put that together. And, you know, it's fucking junk. It's like everything else that you buy today. It's fucking garbage. So there you have it. Don't buy that fucking trash off eBay. Let's see. Yeah. So is this ANCEL, whatever that is, this thing here. Don't buy this. You see it on eBay, stay the fuck away from it. Because apparently it don't fucking work. So, junk. Fucking junk. Fucking junk right there. Fucking trash. Don't waste your fucking money, people. Get out a loan to buy a house and go buy the Snap-on scanner, because that's the only thing that's going to work, apparently. So, all right there. Well, that was a waste of fucking money and time. Sorry for wasting everybody's time. See y'all on the motherfucking next one. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully not. I'm not too fucking happy with that. Plus, putting that brake on this thing was a fucking nightmare. Because, you know, you got to grind off the edges of the goddamn brake pads to get them to fucking fit, because they put, like, I don't know. Everything's mass-produced on a shit line now, so that's how you get every fucking thing is, you know, mass-produced garbage. So, yeah, that was a fucking waste of money right there. And for fuck's sakes, people, what the fuck? This is why we need to get back to manufacturing in the United States. Fuck China. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck all the Democrats. We need to get back to making things in the United States. Fuck all those assholes down there in D.C. They can all suck my big fat hairy dick. Sorry, my tiny hairy dick. They can all take turns licking the son of a bitch, and they can suck on my fucking balls. Yeah, that's a fucking joke. They're going to get that back, and I'm going to recommend they jam it in their ass, because it's nothing but a bunch of fucking trash. So, there you fucking have it. They sold that, and they knew that it wasn't going to do jack shit. It wasn't going to communicate with nothing, so they went ahead and sold it to you anyway. So, they know it doesn't work. They just don't give a fuck. So, all right, everybody. Now that I'm fucking pissed, I'm going to go ahead and sign the fuck off here for now, because it's Sunday, and Sundays fucking suck dick, because I have to go the fuck back to work tomorrow. So, everybody, try to have a great day, and, well, Sundays just fucking suck shit anyway. If people aren't laying in church wasting their lives away, listening to somebody preach the word of God to them, they're out here working your fucking balls off, waiting for your shitty fucking work week to start, in which, when you get paid, by the time you get paid, you don't have any fucking money anyhow. So, everybody just have a wonderful fucking day. And maybe I'll see you back on the next one. Who knows? Probably not, but who knows?